So we're going to put them in the pass box, and that's going to give the AUC one resource. So let's scroll over and give them a resource. So they're up to 7 resources. And that will finish the card play. So now the AUC is still eligible. Cartels and the government become eligible. FARC goes into the ineligible box. Gramaje is done. Castaño is revealed, and the card under it is sequestrados. That is citizens fed up with hostage taking, shift 2 spaces with passive opposition to passive support. That's a nasty event. And it looks like FARC will be eligible on that upcoming card. That's something that the other factions will want to be aware of. Another possibility here, ransoming highly profitable FARC resources could go up huge with the next event. Well, let's look at the event at hand here. I think this is a no-brainer play for the AUC. I think they're going to go ahead and execute the event. And since their victory conditions are to have more bases than the FARC, right now they only have 1 base on board. Let's go ahead and take the shaded portion here, which puts up to 3 AUC bases into spaces with AUC guerrillas. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull out 3 of these bases. And let's scroll out here to look at the situation. We could put one in Putumayo, but it'd be highly vulnerable to an attack with an ambush, because you'd have 1 guerrilla, 1 base, and since an ambush with an attack would eliminate 2 pieces automatically, that's not a good scene. Same thing with Guaviare. So I think we can rule out putting those in the south, even though that might be attractive to have some bases down there where there's only passive support. So what we're going to do, we're going to move these up. And I think it would be a good idea to put one in Antioquia, put one up here in Atlantico. Yeah, we'll put one up there. It's kind of a risk. I mean, if you put one up in here in Santander, it does 2 things. First of all, it stacks up the department. See, you only have 2 bases in Santander. The FARC could, go ahead and do an ambush, but see what's going to happen here is this is a very attractive event for the FARC, so I think the AUC can take the gamble that they can get away with this, because if the FARC chooses to do attacks to try to wipe out the AUC here and expose that base, the danger they're going to run is they're going to forgo a major event that's going to help them a lot with resources. I mean, 12 resources are going to go a long way for the FARC over time. Very attractive event for them. I think that this puts some real pressure and makes the decision making for FARC very difficult. So I think that's what we'll go and do. We'll put one there, and one there. I believe the event, double check it here, but I believe the event does not stipulate, it doesn't stipulate that you have to place 1 per space. So you could put 2 up in Atlantico, but I still think this is a better play to put 1 up here in Santander. If for no other reason than that, at present, the FARC would not be able to do anything as far as building bases go in Santander until that base is removed or the government base is removed. So we'll go ahead and do that. And so now there are a total of 4 FARC bases on the map. Let's see how many AUC bases on the map. Let's see how many FARC there are. A total of 12 in the mix. There are 6 in the available box. It leaves us with the solution of having 6 on the map. And FARC has placed 4 of their 6 available. So, wow, that's quite a difference. The differential is down to 2. So that's quite a shift as far as victory conditions go for the AUC. All right, let's look at who's up next. Looks like the cartels get the next play, and they will be eligible to execute an op with a special activity. Looking at the card underneath that, I think they might as well go ahead and take this play and leave the government out here. So let's go ahead and take the operation here. Let's see what we want to do. One of the problems that the cartels are running into is they are running a little low on resources. It might be worthwhile to do a march. Well, they could do one more rally. do a rally that would put some guerrillas in Chocó, set up a situation where they could wipe out the FARC there, but they don't necessarily need to do that. I mean, they took a stab at them. I think they could go ahead and establish a base up in Cesar. So maybe spending one resource and getting a base up there might be a good play. Cultivate could be used. If we do a rally, we can cultivate with that. Let's go ahead and do one rally, and we'll cultivate in up in Cesar. Actually, you know what? Check that. They got a bunch of their own bases that are vulnerable here, here, and here. Meta East, Meta West, and Guaviare. You got cartel bases there with no guerrillas. So you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do one rally, and we're going to do it in. Let's do this up here in Meta East. Let's do that there. Changing my mind again. Guaviare. Here's why I'm changing my mind again. It's further away from the government forces. So if the government wants to wipe out stuff from the cartels, it's going to be a little bit trickier for them. So we'll go ahead and do the rally there, and then we're going to use cultivate special activity to place a base. And the cartels have placed now a bunch of bases, so they're in a very strong position. If a propaganda card comes up, having placed a base up in Cesar now, which is now fully stacked, you have a total of 12 bases available to the cartels. 2 are in the available box yet, so that means we're up 10 on the map. What that's going to mean is if a propaganda card comes up, they are going to be swimming in resources. They're going to get 30 resources. So that's going to be huge. They're in a very, very strong position. So they are attracting some attention, and the other factions are going to have to be aware that the cartels are becoming dangerously powerful here as far as fulfilling their victory conditions. Now, victory is only assessed at the beginning of a propaganda card. So if a propaganda card is pulled, it's not going to win it for them right away. You check the victory condition first, and then you work through, and in the third step you would collect your resources, which is where the cartel resources, if they get up above 30, they're in a winning position. If they have at least 10 bases on the map and at least 31 resources, they win. So they're looking at a win situation in 2 propaganda cards. So they're not a threat to win if a propaganda card comes up next, but they're in a very commanding position. So, okay, that finishes the card play. So FARC is now eligible again. Government didn't get to do anything this round. And the other factions go into the ineligible box. And the next card is turned. We look 1 card into the future. And we'll look at what happens in this in our very next video.